What's up, y'all? Hope y'all can hear me. Check, check, check. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about the show, how everything went, just so you guys can have an understanding of what went on, and just be a part of everything that's happening. So, a lot of stuff is going on right now. Well, at least for me, I'm trying to multitask. Y'all know how it is when I start the show. I'm always all over the place. So if you could tell, the thumbnail is of the show. Okay, so it sounds fine. Beautiful. So, um, like I said, the show was, well, I guess I didn't say it. The show was fantastic. We had a great time, got to meet a lot of people, and I'm really excited about all of that happened. I will show you guys a couple of things that happened, but I want to keep a couple of them under wraps. Um, but yeah, it was a super great show. Uh, Trying to get this in focus. I think that's best. But it was a great show, and we got everything done that we wanted done. I think the performance was very good. I think the crowd participation was also good. One thing about this show that I didn't expect was the amount of people. I thought there was going to be a lot more people because the last time I performed there was a lot more people. But there was still a pretty good turnout, and the people that were there were really enjoying the vibes. And that's always great when you can tell that the crowd is really into it. So I'll just run through a couple of things that happened. Um, a lot of you guys may not know this, but on Sundays I volunteer at my church, and so the day started super early, like 6:33. Oh wow! I just had a battery die. Always sucks when batteries die. But my day started super early for church. Getting up, get into that, and doing all those services and all that, which that's not a problem. I'm not tripping about it, but it does come into account towards the end of the day once you start getting tired. So, bottom line is go to church, do that. It's Easter Sunday. It went well. Nothing to really complain about. But it was definitely a long service. And then just being so anxious because you know that there's a big show coming up, and you want to do your best. You don't want it to be awkward at all. And just feeling that feeling while getting ready, that was just a crazy thing. And let me do this. There you go. So it was anxious just because I was watching other people perform, and I was like, wow, this is such a great performance. And in that process, just thinking about my show and all that stuff and wanting to give a good performance as well. So we got there pretty early. We're supposed to get there at 2 for check-in. We got in around 2:30. And that was just because loading up, even though I stayed up the night before loading, I still needed more time to load up the stuff, get everything all centered away. We got in there really quick. They were really nice about getting us in and getting us straight to the stage. We got set up. Sound guys were amazing. It was a wonderful experience. It was literally a pleasure dealing with their sound staff. Sound and visuals, which I regret not having visuals because we could have had images posted on the screen while I was up there, and I didn't know about it, and therefore the performance suffered. But those are things to where I'm trying to be more critical with myself so that I can make sure in the future I create a better product. So I'm not really mad, but it is something that can be improved upon. So yeah, um, after coming in and dealing with the sound guys, we were trying. The biggest issue that we encountered was the in-ear system. Okay, so excuse me. With the system, I have it to where I can have individual lines that come from the mixer, or and give us direct signals so that we can get our mix. But that requires more time, and they didn't have enough time because there were so many artists there, and it was right before they were about to open. So that wasn't an option. And then you can also have a mixer, which I bring a mixer just in case they don't have everything ready. I bring a mixer so I can just get one direct feed, and then from there I can edit it the best that I can to get what I want. So pretty much they didn't have enough time to allow us to get individual mixes. So they gave us a stereo, well, XLR in to a stereo board. But bottom line is one mix, and then all of us had it. When I set up everything pre-show, I'm setting up my gear, setting up cameras, all that stuff, and I set the levels to a normal level, but they ended up turning up the levels from that. And it happened while we were performing, and I didn't turn on my in-ears until the second song because I thought mine were on. They were in my ear, and I couldn't hear anything. Then I turned them on, and then the guitar is so distorted and loud, it's ridiculous. Can't hear anything. So in the middle of the show, I asked them to turn up the wedges, and they did, and that fixed that problem. But also, before the show started, I turned on the Zoom AQHN recorder that I got, and it showed that it was recording, and then it turned off. The worst thing about that camera is that it has a battery problem, and then when it's plugged into power, it will show, hey, we're plugged into power, but I think the problem is it doesn't show it only when the power is on, because I think my power source was turned off at some point, or something happened to where I was recording, the power source was supposed to be on, everything was supposed to be good, it showed when I turned it on, and it showed that it was recording, and bottom line is the battery died, I think, and I didn't get the recording. So now all the recordings that we have are based off of cell phones and other people who were there who took pictures and stuff. That's all we have now, which super sucks, but it's also another thing to where, hey, the process could get better, and so I'm just working on that, and telling the people who are there to support what I can expect of them and what would be helpful for me in the future. That's a super useful thing. So just letting them know, hey, I could really use you guys to record this and to make sure that y'all are doing this and not this kind of thing really helps me. So yeah, on the technical side of things, that was mostly what went on, and it all worked out pretty well. I can't really complain. Well, I guess I am complaining technically. But if those things were fixed, I think that it would be a much better performance. And so I just want to make sure that I'm on that next time and completely aware. Hold on, I'm checking something. Okay. I was about to be upset. But yeah, so the loading process was very difficult. Gonna need roadies. And then we're also going to need an audio engineer, because if we had an engineer or anybody on staff, we could have had them on the mixer board for our in-ears, making sure that the levels were okay. And that would have helped so much. So sort of shot ourselves in the foot with that. It was an amazing set because we had such a limited amount of people on stage, so the vibe was super different than what you normally would get from other people. And there were other people who had stripped down shows, but it still was just one of those situations where I can't even be mad because all things considered, the show went well. Um, we opened up the show for the first song. Nobody could hear themselves. We all ended up taking out our in-ears. And we were all playing literally off of memory because we couldn't hear ourselves. So it was a lot of just trying to figure out where you were at in the song, making sure you do what you normally remember yourself doing in those moments. And that can be a little tough. Excuse me. But yeah, just consistently being aware that if things don't go right, it's a normal thing of performing, and your job is to make it look like everything is going right. Oh, my lovely wife has just entered. What's up? Okay, understood. My son's practice is canceled because it's been raining, so he'll be upset about that. But just going through everything. When we got in there, it was sort of awkward. There was a guy who was like getting other people set up, and he came up and he was like, "How long is it gonna take y'all to finish your sound check?" Which everybody was shoved in there, which there were over like 20 artists on the bill, so everybody being shoved on a short little practice session. Our sound check is not smart, but that was the situation we were in. So as soon as we got in there, super nice to the sound guys, super understanding, trying to be, understanding to whatever they need, and just hoping that they understand, my life is in their hands. I just don't want them to mess up the mix. While we're talking, I'm literally like ordering food, so just so you guys know. I wanted to go out of my way to be nice to them just because I know they have a really hard job and a lot of times people have bad attitudes. And so just talking to them, being understanding with their time constraints, and we have a lot of gear and a lot of things that need power, and it can be a lot. So he was super understanding, super accommodating, and it was just such a blessing. When you get a sound guy like that, you just really have to be grateful because it could be so much worse. It could be somebody having a bad day or somebody who's just not interested in your music, so they don't really care. So it's nice not feeling like you got to pull out some money in order to get somebody to listen and to care about what you're talking about. So super blessed for all of that. And the show started a little late, but some people weren't there, and so some people went early, and things were just going. That's how it is sometimes at shows like that. And especially, excuse me, when you have a show that involves weed or weed smokers or, things of that nature, it makes it to where people feel like it's a normal thing for them to act like that. So it can sort of, be a detriment to the show having like weed shows, because the people who smoke weed normally aren't really punctual, I guess you could say. But regardless, I think everything flowed fairly well. Saying that, our set event originally was like 30 minutes, and then it got expanded to 45 to an hour, and then it got shrunk back down to like 35 minutes. Oh no, to 30 minutes. And I think we ended up getting like 30 minutes. And then the DJ after us was Super J, who is an amazing DJ who I started with when I was first learning how to play the guitar. And he was just super nice, super productive with helping me further my career and getting me into spots to where I could shine, and just helping and supporting as much as he could. So it's always great when you get to play with people like that, and that was awesome. Just getting to see him and talking to him, and he also gave me an extra song. So I finished performing our songs. Then after that, he asked, "Hey, can you perform my favorite song?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, man." And so it was a song I haven't performed in years, but nonetheless, I pulled it out the bag, and it went very well. So I was super grateful for the fact that he was sharing his set with me, giving me that extra time. So because of that, I ended up performing like maybe 38 minutes, something like that, closer to 40 minutes. But yeah, it was definitely a blessing. I was definitely happy to be there, and just grateful for the opportunity. Um, Another thing about the show, oh wow, I'm right up on you guys. My bad. Another thing about the show is when we got there, there was an issue with like parking, and so they were trying not to let people park in the spot, in the areas actual parking, because they were saying, you had to pay like I think it was like $40 to park, which is absolutely ridiculous. But you had to pay $40 to park, and they were trying to get you to park before you loaded in as a band, and we were like, oh hell no. So bottom line is we found parking on the street because they told us, hey, you can go park over here and then load up and blah 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 blah. Super nice about that. Super nice about getting us our wristbands, but we didn't get any extra wristbands that we were supposed to be getting, and so that was sort of shitty. But it was just one of those situations where you got to be nice about it, because you don't want to go into places and start creating negative energy with people because you expected something and they're not giving you what you thought you were supposed to get. I mean, you're not in this place to get treated like it's your castle. You're in this place to actually give other people the feeling that it's their castle because you're a performer. So, yeah, it was very inspiring to be there and to see everybody so nice and to see everybody so accommodating, especially when you go to big venues like that. And there's like a festival, so there's a lot of different artists, so they have to deal with a lot of stuff, and it's not a prerequisite that they're nice to you. So the fact that they were and accommodating is just absolutely amazing. And we met a couple of artists who were there. Saw D Smoke, but didn't talk to him just because don't want to be one of them guys who's always like, hey, can I be all in your face? It's enough for me that we're on the same bill. So, if he wanted to talk to me, I would have talked to him, but you know how that goes. I remember chilling, and then Too Crunk for God, or Too Crunk, I think that's his name. He came up to me and then he wanted to take pictures with me because he was like, "Hey, you like my prop?" So I ended up taking pictures with him. He was super nice, and saw a couple people who I know who were performing up there. Brandon, who's a pianist who played with B Honey, he was up there. Super talented guy, and I'm always inspired by him and just his creations, and just connecting as people in the business, over the years. It's just cool to have people like him around. And so getting to see him, and then there's a girl named Danny who's in one of the bands that I know, and a couple other artists who I knew. And so that's always nice when you get to see people that you know in the industry, and all of y'all are coming up together and really able to enjoy these live shows and stuff. So that was cool. And then ended up getting on stage early. A couple artists and speeches and things like that got canceled. A countdown got canceled. So we were still on time technically for our set, but ended up going and doing all of that, and starting this set, super nervous, getting everything plugged in because there was people before us who were going. So we had to run behind them, plug in everything, get ready and everything, and that's why the in-ears weren't ready, because I have a lot of stuff to plug in with my pedal board and getting everything back in space and then turning on the Zoom cam. All of that sort of takes a lot. So the first song was y'all should know because y'all see it all the time, but the first song was Going Out of My Mind with the megaphone. That was good. It went all right. I was messing with my in-ears and realizing that they weren't working. And then the second song was Oh Please. That was a problem because it was super hard to hear, and I need it for that song. So that was a song where I told him to turn up the wedges, and that worked so much better. Then the third song, The Lord Knows, I could hear myself. And then by the time we got to the fourth song, which is Heart Don't Beat the Same, I could hear myself. I was comfortable. I was happy. I was able to start vibing and dancing. And so when I start dancing and moving a little bit, that's how I know the show's going to be good and the show's getting good. You always want to be relaxed and comfortable on stage. And so whenever you can get that way, you're going to sink into pocket. So, yeah, after that, doing all the country songs, I was really feeling it. And then the transition that we do from This Is Me going into Funk It Up, oh, it was so great. That jump, 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 jump. Yeah, that was great, and went over with very well. After that, the one sad thing is I don't have a recording for the very last song, Kiss Me With Your Lies. So I'm hoping I can find a recording of that, because that's just depressing if I can't get that one. And if I can't, stuff happens. But, man, I want that recording. Other than that, it was a very good show. After the show, a lot of people came up. A lot of photographers who are doing well came up. Got to get their contacts and their information and exchanged information. So that was a beautiful thing, just having the opportunity to connect with them. So after that, during the show I saw Mother Nature watching and vibing, so I called them out, and then we saw them later on and started talking to them about possibly linking up and collabing with them because they have such a great energy. And so I got to see some of their show and most of it, and then just vibing out to their energy was great, and talking to them and seeing how it would be possible to collab and make something that both of them can enjoy, and just really being able to tap in like that would be awesome. So creating vibes, great vibes with people who are sort of like-minded, I think that's my next thing that I'm shooting for. But oh wow, the camera's eating up. Hold on, guys. There you guys. Trying to turn this on in time. Trying to turn this on so that we can switch over cameras. Hold on, you guys. Just hold on. Okay, let's try this. There we go. Okay, so this is our new shot. Yeah. So, what were we talking about? Oh, Mother Nature. Yeah, so it would be really nice to be able to link up with Mother Nature and create a great vibe with them because they have a wonderful spirit, and I love the energy of their music. And I just see that going over well with us and cross-pollinating. So that would be beautiful. Invited them to the studio and all that stuff. Hopefully that comes to fruition. A road bump picked up. There was a tragedy for one of them, and so we're praying for them and asking y'all to pray for them and their hearts and their minds at this time, and just respecting their ability to heal. So yeah, bless them, Lord. Please watch over and protect Mother Nature and everybody in the group, and allowing them to know that you're with them and that you're blessing them and that your hand is on their life regardless of when good and bad things happen. Please help me to do my part to be able to show love and respect and honor to them. And please, if it's in your will, allow us to work together so that we can create some wonderful music. Amen. But just meeting them, talking to them was amazing. We got to meet an amazing photographer as well, which was super cool. So what I'm going to do is show you guys a couple pictures. I'm not going to show you the full version of it because I want to do that at a later date. But I can show you guys some cool stuff. Check this out. So this is the photographer who took a whole bunch of our pictures, and oh, that's sort of hard to read. There we go. It's sort of hard to read still, but super cool, and took some pictures for us at the end of the night, and has a super cool catalog of great shots. This is stuff at the concert that night. Yeah, so just cool stuff. Um, Super nice. We also met a couple of other people. Oh, Chubby Bunny. She recorded and got some pretty cool stuff as well. Sort of hard to see that from farther away. So she posted videos of certain people, but I think they were people who asked her to come. Certain people, but yeah, she was super nice, and well, here's Mother Nature just showing you guys them. They also were really cool, and they posted part of our stuff. Check this. That's all right. Oh no, it was this. I love how they have like natural hairstyles and everything. So awesome. This is them performing. It's super cool, super vibey, hugs and great energy. That is definitely their vibe. Such a great rollout for their media. Just looks great. And then also supporting other people, which is super dope. Hold on, they also, let me go through. That was when D Smoke was getting ready. That's crazy. The light goes down right when it's my. Yeah, so that was Heart Don't Beat the Same. That was the first song where all the sound was sort of coming together and everything was working out. But yeah, I called them out and just gave them a shout out. Super cool. Um, got a couple pictures that people sent us, uh, like this one, which became the main picture. That's pretty cool to me. And yeah, so after the event, we all went out to eat, and my brother he treated us all and got us some great food. It was so good, and we got a couple pictures. This is me in Jersey, the promoter who invited me out, and super awesome cat. The band, all with Jersey. It's so hard to get it in focus, but hey. And then the whole gang of people who came out to support, which super grateful for everybody who came out. And yeah, just a couple pictures of us being up on stage. Yeah, it was an awesome show, man. Look, my hat, my my feathers kept on flopping down, and so I had to flip them back a couple times, but things are crucial on stage. I sort of like it flip down like that, but I sort of hate it at the same time. But hey, it looks cool, looks different, and it doesn't look stupid, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, just a super amazing show, a wonderful opportunity to network with people and to just grow as an artist, because we definitely grew throughout the whole process. And so it's a blessing to have an opportunity to perform and see so many people and to get in such a wonderful venue. That sound in there was sounding amazingly big, which is always cool. And yeah, it was definitely one of those shows where you manifest it going well, and as it's going well, you're like, wow, I'm super grateful, and you sort of don't believe how well it went until after you see videos. So after I saw videos, I was like, okay, now I know it went well. But before that, I was like, but that's sort of how I always am if I can't hear myself. So I'm really happy we got to actually hear what we were doing towards the end of the show. But now I have the process the job of figuring out how to make sure we can hear ourselves regardless, no matter what's happening, no matter who's there, all of that stuff, just figuring that out. And then I ended up leaving my stuff accidentally. I left my mixer for our in-ear monitors. I left it and ended up having to go back to get it. Oh, look, this is Mother Nature performing. Yeah, they super cool. So, great vibes. Thank you to Georgette for coming out. Thank you to Roy for coming out. Thank you for Anyega coming out. Thank you for Raquel coming out. Thank you for my wife coming out. I'm trying to think who else came out to support. I think that was everybody. Thank you to Big Mama. Thank you to Joe. Thank y'all so much for the support. Thank you to my kids to being understanding that Easter was a day that Daddy had to work. And I'm appreciative to you guys for watching, who are watching, even if it's in the future. Thank you for watching. I hope you're subscribing and following and sending this to other people who you know will like it. We're going to have more music coming out, but the music will probably be coming out in a private platform in order to make sure that we're getting it to the people who really care about it, as opposed to just putting it out so that it can take up space on the internet. So we appreciate you guys. We just wanted to give you guys an update. That's funny, it's like 38 minutes is about how long my set was. So just giving you an update for what's going on, letting you know it was awesome. Oh, worst part of the night, but sort of cool too. I ended up buying a shirt, and Joe ended up buying a shirt. The shirts were $40. Isn't that crazy? Performed at the show. They spelled my name wrong, and they spelled Troy Leonard instead of Troy Leonardo. But, I mean, technically it's spelled the same way, just it's missing the O. But still, you spelled my name wrong. But it was on a shirt, so I bought it. Because that's cool. It's a typo. So, got to make that $40 back, though. So, we're going to be working on some new music. Joe is working on a project as we speak. Big Mama just put out a song. I'm working on some new songs. We're going to be having musicians come in who are working with us. We're going to be putting out a lot of projects, and then we're going to put out a project as Voeo. So, Voeo is the name of the band, if you didn't know. We already have an Instagram page. We're going to start posting more on that Instagram page. I appreciate all the love and support from you guys that you can give. And if you have any advice as to in-ear monitors and systems and stuff like that, that would be great. Because it would be great if we could all get an individual mix out of there. And I was thinking of taking a mixer like our Sapphire Pro 40 from Focusrite and using that in order to have individual mixes come out. And then have all of our instruments come in, and then, you know, the sound engineers can come out of the monitor outs in order to get their feed or something like that. But I've been thinking about maybe doing that, implementing that. But they said that they like the mixer. That's the easiest way for them, and it's probably because it gives them one feed. But I was thinking, you know, if we just plugged everything into our mixer, we could just give them 2 feeds, you know. Because everything was really DI, so if we go DI and then from the DI we go into our mixer, and then stuff like that, we should be fine for them to be able to hear us, you know, and telling them, hey, if y'all need to change the volume on the mixer, you can. I sort of don't want to do that, but I sort of think it might be nice just to give them the clarification that if they need to change it, they can change it to make it sound good. But other than that, I am open to any suggestions, but yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know it was a great show. We are succeeding. I have a song that we are going to be putting out for a regional brand and trying to market that. So I'm going to involve you guys in that process, and hopefully you guys can help. get the word out about that so that they can see us and see what we're trying to do and support what we're trying to do, because that would be a wonderful day if they see it and they're like, hey, yeah, let's support this guy. So I will consistently let you guys know how you can best support us. And I appreciate all the love, the support, and the consistent, watching if you are watching consistently. And we will consistently try to give you a better show and try to give you a reason to keep on tuning back in. Thank you again, and I will hopefully see you guys soon on here. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Oh, and better yourself, please. You can do it.